Hey, Algebra 2. Today we're going to do 4.6 log equations, day 2. Terms of the review stuff, that'll be posted later, but you will be getting a homework assignment that refers particularly to this homework, okay? You're going to get a homework assignment that refers to particularly this homework, okay? So, solve log equations, day 2. Well, let's get to it. Now, yesterday's lesson, we had the logs be exactly the same. Now, let's have a practice where the bases are exactly the same of an exponent. So that's 5x plus 1 equals 5, 2x minus 3, let's say. Okay. Just kind of like the same way, when the log bases were exactly the same, the exponent bases, if they're exactly the same, I could technically do on both sides log base 5 and then log base 5. That's what I'm technically doing. But mathematically, all I'm doing is just crossing these two things out. So mathematically, I'm just taking them away and rewriting the equation, x plus 1 equals 2x minus 3. From there, we could do our solving. Minus x plus 3 plus 3. I'm overconfident and I do it both at the same time. So I got 4 equals x. So my answer for this is 4 equal x. Now here's something really nice. What's really nice is that when we're talking about exponents, you cannot have an extraneous answer. So you know what's nice? Compared to last test, or last question, or last lesson, this is easier. There's nothing special we have to do. It's just simply 4 equals x. We don't even have to check if it causes a negative positive. We don't care. It's okay to have a negative or positive exponent. So that's really nice. So we're done here. Well, you're thinking, well, Mr. Tobel, that's kind of too easy. What are you going to do next? Well, we're going to deal with a situation like this. Let's do 4. Let's just do to the x power equals 2. Let's do x minus 1 here. Okay. Now, what's the issue compared to the last question and the log questions here? Just think about it. What's the problem? Well, the problem is these two bases are not the same. Because these two bases are not the same, you would think, oh, then we can't do anything. But I wouldn't put a question where you're forced to do nothing. That's kind of a dumb question. So what we can do is something special. Let's look at these two numbers, 2 and 4. 4 is the bigger number, so I have to think, is there a way I could rewrite 4 to make it look like 2? There is a way to rewrite 4 to make it look like 2. I could rewrite 4 as 2 to the second power. I could rewrite 4 as 2 to the second power. Why am I allowed to rewrite it like that? Well, 2 to the second power does equal 4, so as long as they're equal to each other, that's fine. So 2x equals 2x minus 1. When you take an exponent to an exponent, you just multiply. So this is 2 to the 2x equals 2x minus 1. All right, so we have that and that. Wait a second, now the bases match. Because the bases match, we could cross this out. So now we're left with 2x equals x minus 1. Subtract x, and then your answer is x equals negative 1. And remember, we don't care for negatives. Or like if it is negative, that's okay. So our answer is x equals negative 1. So that's really nice. Now we have set it up where even if they're a little mismatch, we can solve it. Let's try another example. Let's do, to save some time, I just wrote it, I just cut it. 4, 2x minus 5, 64, 3x. Okay, so we got to think, which one is the bigger number? So step 1, look at the bigger number and see how you could rewrite it to the smaller number. I guess the bigger base. 64 is definitely the biggest base. So let's see, is there some way to do it? Well, 4 to the 1 power is 4, so that's not it. 4 to the second power is 16. Well, that's not it. 4 to the third power is 64. Bingo, we just found it. 4 to the third power is 64. So because we see 4 to the third power equals 64, we could rewrite 64 like this. 4 to the third power to the 3x. And that equals 2x minus 5. We're going to cross these 4's out. So it's 2x minus 5 equals 9x. Now we could do just our basic algebra skills. Minus 2x minus 2s, negative 5 equals 7x. Oh, I got 9x from 3 times 3x. That's how I got 9x. I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. So 3 times 3x is 9x. All right, negative 5 equals 7x divided by 7 divided by 7. They don't go in clearly, so let's just leave it as a fraction. Negative 5 over 7 equals x. There's no need to check in terms of negative or positives. We're okay with negative in our exponents. Okay, let's do another one. I'll pause it and then I'll just rewrite the next question. Okay, with magic of editing, we're here. 3 to the 3x minus 7 equals 81 to the 12 minus 3x. Okay, first off, step 1, identify which one is your bigger base. Well, that's 81. Step 2, see if you can make your bigger base, use the smaller base to see if you can make it match your bigger base, or vice versa. So 3 to the 1 power is 3, so that's not it. 3 to the second power is 9, that's not it. 3 to the third power equals 27, that's not it. 3 to the fourth power equals 81. Bingo, so we got 3 to the fourth power equals 81. So we're going to rewrite 81 as 3 to the fourth power, close parentheses, 12 minus 3x. The reason I chose this one is because now we have two terms in the exponent. So when I multiply these things, I have to distribute the 4 to both the 12 and the negative 3x. So the top is going to become 4 times 12, 48, minus 4 times negative 3, 12x, equals, and I already crossed this out, like I did that all in one move, 3x minus 7. Okay, so usually how I do it, I subtract the smaller, or I remove the smaller of the two x's, and negative 12 smaller than 3. So I'm going to plus 12x here. I'm going to plus 12x here. That allows me to move this guy around. So this is negative 7, right? So I'm going to do plus 7 here, plus 7 here. So this is 15x equals 48 plus 7 is 55. Divided by 15, divided by 15. Nope, I'm sorry, it was a little off the camera. But we have 15x equals 55, so I divided by 15 to get the x by itself. X equals 55 over 15. Let me simplify a little bit. Looks like 5 could go both of them. 11 over 3. So your answer is 11 over 3. So remember, when you have two different base exponents, you want to change the base of the exponents from the bigger into the smaller, and you use the smaller to find what is the bigger equal to. So you just do that and check your work, okay? All right, I believe that's everything I want to take care of. I don't know if I said this in the beginning of the video, but your review material is going to be posted a little later, but your homework is going to be based off this stuff, okay? So your homework tonight, that's due, I think, Tuesday, is going to be based off this stuff. All right, have a wonderful day.